Donald with a beautiful 3K there, and you know, we talk about how mid can be very important, but again, that's to be expected if you're that defending team there. When you lose that first round, you're on that eco buy. A lot of times you do lose that second round as well. You're really just trying to find a couple kills, maybe take some of that money or guns away from that other team.
Well, unfortunate ending there. I mean, that was so quick.
But you were talking about the mid control and how important that's going to be, because it's a very important part because of how you can push the different sites through that area. It's not every day that you would want to push it directly, but again, you're going to see a huge gunfight breaking out on a
multiple trades, and it's going to be 2 down.
EXPO also has had some great nades early around. We saw him nade mid right off rip, predicting he would be there. Now he nades A right off rip, finding that early damage, helping to find those kills and those assists as well. Now in a 5v3 situation, this is going to be a tough push here, so we might see them trying to rotate around through sewers here, maybe trying to gain some mid control. Of course, Sage has that wall up there in mid, but that should be breaking here pretty soon.
Maybe Bobby V-Ball waiting deep back, making sure to slow anything down coming in through that wall, but it is nice, quiet, and about to pick up any
they're about to peek mid here as well, and Zebu is waiting, holding the angle, but it's KDN who steps out with a Demon Deagle, able to pop the head of Zebu, and that could allow him to push up mid here, maybe gain some of this control, and we'll have to see if they try to work Vint. It's often easier to press into B Heaven, but if they can draw out a rotation here early, and they do that, finds one, able to get away. That's Noro, beautiful kill, able to turtle back here a little bit, and now that is really going to help them set up this push. Kind of able to go either direction here.
But now missing their opportunity as one pushes through Vince there. I think that might be a threat coming in. Trill big, taking down Paco, who's been a devastating performer in this game so far. KDN patrolling Heaven, not gonna find much while they're up here. Thinks they've got something, a big flick to take down another on site. And now it's just covering those angles, or maybe they can just win it immediately.
Yeah, unfortunately not enough time. It takes 4 seconds to get that spike down, but able to gather a couple more kills, again, taking some of those guns, some of that money away. So again, we're just looking at the economy, still a little bit of a struggle over here for the Warriors. But we do see the Phantom. I thought I saw a Bucky there for a second. I'd love to see a Bucky, but it looks like they might go with the Judge a little more. So it's kind of a scrap buy here coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, it is certainly much more of a scrap buy in this not later stage, but rather earlier stage. And now it's back in immediately. Going up again. They were anticipating it though. The smoke trying to blind and really prevent off this location. They don't want anybody getting past what they've got to put down. Keanu doesn't care though, wants to go in anyway. Zebu finding themselves on the receiving end of a pick from Keanu. It's back down to Paco. Nothing really to push for here. Heading up the ramp. Doesn't know that there's not going to be much for them up there, though. Sage wall broken down, and this is where that push could happen through the mid, moving towards B. That's going to be huge there. All 4 up top and 1 on the other side. This is going to be dangerous to peek. They go for it anyway, and unsuccessful, as you would expect, with the numbers stacked against them like that.
Yeah, Wes has done a great job with this Bulldog. One of the more underrated or underestimated weapons, if you will. I genuinely like the Bulldog, but you don't see it as much. Here we do have this fast rotation coming through sewers there now toward that A side, and of course Cypher is holding that rotation, so he's going to be able to give him the intel.
Wow.
It should be a nice easy plant here as they clear the side. Paco able to find one, and he gets the double kill. What a play from Paco, holding that flag, or holding that rotation there nicely. We can see Trill trying to come through with this Marshall. And he finds a nice shot. He tries to get the quick scope, but doesn't find the mark here. Disobeys, waiting down here near that screen side. You see the smoke. He tries to teleport into it, but disobeys. Read that one nicely. The spray coming through the smoke, able to find Trill. They find themselves up 3-1 here.
That round really turned around when we saw Cypher covering down that rotation, making sure that nobody's going to come back around and flank my team. Knowing that the rotation was coming, that was a huge setup to wait that out. I mean,
Had they not hit any of those shots, that would have been a whole other story, and the spike would have been compromised at that point. That push would have had to be stalled, and they would have had to wait a little bit longer before they can get in here. But now we see Warriors with a lot of economy in their favor moving into this one.
Yeah, and I do apologize. I think the team names might be a little swapped up there. We actually have the Warriors defending and the Crusaders attacking. So looks like the team names might be a little reversed up there. I do apologize. But I love the fact that when the Sage wall goes up, they're breaking it immediately. It's something that is very crucial, and I love to see that going down. We see KDN grabbing that orb for free there in Garage, and right now just kind of taking a more methodical approach. We can see a couple pushing up mid, trying to gain some control. Astra made a little noise there in Garage, and now rotating through mid as well, and that really worked. As you can see, there are 3 members trying to set up over here on B site for defense.
You know, I'd really like to see in a later round that Sage Wall being faked, so just no one really being on site, but actually being on site. No Sage Wall goes up, they still bait it out, although this one's going to get baited out. Waiting behind the barrels was Bobby B-Ball. He's going to get taken down pretty quickly as all the attackers pushing through heaven, or at least the vast majority of them. Paco Man always making sure to cover down those angles as well. Finds one enemy, can't land their shots, and might just have to retreat and turtle for a little bit longer.
Yeah, they're going to have to start looking out for Paco here. He's definitely been holding that rotation, the flank as well. He's on that heavy lurk style. So nearly got a kill, kind of checking the cam there. It slipped away from him. And Omen was able to sneak through. Wes finds a beautiful headshot, though. Now tucked into alleyway. Looked like Rays with that Marshall. Noro up top. Tries to pressure, but Keanu holding the angle with that glitch pop Phantom. Finds a beautiful shot. Wes has a headshot on Zebu. Meantime, all down to Omen, able to find one on Paco, who has been lurking pretty heavy in this series so far. Trill now pushing up into heaven, finds the kill on Keanu. And can he get another? No, he has to reload, and it's Wes with a beautiful 4K.
It was a difficult situation to be in, but if anybody was to do it, it was going to be that Omen there. A huge play or performance coming out from Trill Big, just unfortunately not huge enough, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And we look at it now, the Crusaders have plenty of economy in their favor. It's a struggle bus. It looks like they're going to be going through with a bit of a save round here. Make sure that they can save up.
Again, those names are flops, so we do apologize. But, you know, if we look at the money there, again, the economy is just not there, unfortunately. So that's why we do see, playing off the Marshall, we see some light armors. We see the Sheriff's in hand, and there's Zebu. What a headshot from him. The Sheriff is just as deadly at this range. A one tap to the head, a Juan Dig, if you will. And he's able to find that one now with a one-man advantage. Jet up top, inner ult, trying to find a kill. Of course, Noro lurking through sewers here on the flank. I love the knife play, and Keanu able to find Zebu up top here. Now the pressure on the A site. Trill waiting here. Is he able to pick off one with this shorty? Needs to be close range. Anticipating, oh, he finds one shot, but again, the range is just not there with the shorty. They're able to eat him live and press on the site. This spike will go down with ease.
Jet still armed with their ult in the background art. That's going to change now, but I love the progression through. It was marvelous coordination of all their abilities coming together, and now it's the defenders holding down sight. They've got to reclaim in a minute. KDN, the lone one, knows they've got so many angles to cover, and that's just too difficult for them. 2v1 situation, disobeyed. Those Astras there, gets taken down, and that's going to be a defuse for the defense.
Yeah, Nora had some great positioning, some great plays there as well, and you know, being tucked on sight there with the shorty, just not working out for him. Really has to play those close angles. Now 2-4, we can see him starting to battle back as the economy gets built, but they really got to try to keep the pressure on and keep these rounds mounting.
Does look like they might be going for a bit of a full buy here, which they can afford, so certainly going to go with it. Noro and Bobby, though, holding down a lot of the economy on that side. That's going to be very beneficial as they go forth. Being able to afford what they can with things looking like that, it's going to be pretty darn good. But this is only 2 rounds won. You have 2 to make up, but this is kind of what you and I were talking about as well, is how over time you're going to see this progress where there's going to be multiple wins on one side and then multiple wins right back the other way. Sage Wall, of course, going up, and yep, they're going to destroy that as soon as it gets there. They know how much of an obstruction and a nuisance it can be, but Sage still not letting up if they can help it.
Yeah, you know, I love breaking that wall. Obviously, if the wall's there, they can't push that play. So even if they choose not to push mid, just by breaking that wall, it makes the other team think about it. It's still a possibility. They have to hold that angle. Yep. You know, they can't venture that 3 on B2A style setup. Now we can see them Keanu rather pushing into garage here, checking all the angles. Killjoy set up on that B site. Of course, that turret is alerted, so they have an idea. Unfortunately, Nessie over here on that B site has struggled to get a kill so far.
They have done so. This is going to be a rotate back, possibly push through mid. Does look to be the route they're going. Seems mostly clear as they converge back with each other, and the defender's still scoping out what site they're going to go to, and kind of undecided at the moment. Noro being real sneaky. This is a lot of reluctant pushes. They don't quite want to commit to anything if they don't have to, but here comes the gunfight. Wes leading it onto Trilbig. Still silent sight until now. Wes picking up a second, looking for the third, gets it. That's 3 in the bag, looking for a fourth, but nothing quite near their sights.
Yeah, Keanu holding the mid here as well. He does see Noro cross, so he has an idea that she is there. And now Zevo pops one. Keanu finds that trade onto Noro, though, that we found there at mid earlier. We were just watching. So now Ray's all that remains here. Zevo trying to press the side, and Keanu just doesn't stop moving, busts through the wall, finds the kill, and they find themselves up 5-2 here early.
That's the nature of a duelist for you, if I've ever seen it. Just a clean pickup, and I mean the crosshair placement as well from Keanu has been a huge help to that. Just wherever they go, they're gonna land on that head, and that is super good stuff to see from the Crusaders as we have fixed the overlay. That is now correct. Warriors in blue, Crusaders on the attack in the red. And this is going to be round number 8, about to get underway. But the economy, again, we look to it. Warriors have been fighting for a while, and they came up short in that last game, too, when they went on that full buy.
Yeah, we'll see if they can try to get some rounds momented here. The pressure, though, from Keanu has been relentless. Storms onto the site, able to find Nessie. Bobby with that Sheriff can't find a kill as well. Noro, the Spectre, run and gun all day, finds another headshot with that. Now the pressure on the site, though. The smoke's there from Astra as well. The blast from Zebo! What a play! The double kill coming out. Phenomenal move from Zebo. The Marshal to the head, and he finds the triple kill. Paco here in garage looking to get some pressure himself, but Zebo on the defuse. Nothing to be done here, and Paco is just going to have to save that weapon.
I think we have a very clear MVP from that moment right there in Zebu. Over the top, it gets the... If you're not aware, that was a rocket launcher. That's going to do some damage. The fact they pick up 2 kills in 1, pick up the third as well, have the ability to stay concentrated, stay focused, and clean it up so that your team can push back in, reclaim, get on the spike, and get down. This is where we see the economy kind of pull back in their favor, and things are starting to even out just a little bit, but not by much. We really want to see the Warriors win this one to tie it up.
Yeah, just a great job by Zebu with a double blast pack there, double blasting over the wall. You'll see it here again, just a beautiful job. And just, I mean, they're coagulated together. They're a nice, easy 2K, but not an easy feat with that Marshal. Finds a beautiful headshot. And now that pressure towards mid again. We talked about mid control being important here. We see it now, the counter wall coming out as they press into head. And Noro holding the angle, but it's Bobby who finds the headshot. And now he gets another 2K. Here comes the slow as well. And that looks like Reyna stuck in mailroom there. They should be able to, no, it's Wes. He capitalizes. Wes is going to get traded out by Bobby, who then gets traded out by Disobeys. Now on a 2v3 as they look to pressure into B. Evan. Disobeys stepping up like a duelist with Astra. Steps in, pops the head of Zebu, and now a 2v2, a much more feasible round for them. But again, Astra really not having very much health here.
And not the best situation here for Trill. You either got to break this or wait for it to go away. Forgot that's a factor in the game. Trill Big going to be treading lightly. In the background, Paco. Not sure what angle they're going to come from, and honestly, I wouldn't be too sure either. Sneaking their way around. Time winding, though. They just got to figure out where the attack wants to go. Disobeys. Making their way through the mailroom. Paco might be about to run into something with Nessie here. Nessie also unsure. That's one down in the background due to the 2v1. Now the spike picked up by Cypher. Carrying it through heaven. Has one to beat. They're going to go for the spike plant. They might get it down. It's going to be really close. They didn't get out of the way, though. That's an easy defuse.
Yeah, and at least they were able to get the spike plant down. That does earn them a little extra money as well. We talked about how low Astra was on health. She peeked the angle, and it was actually Killjoy's turret who took her out. It doesn't do much damage, but just enough to take her out. We see Killjoy has ult in hand now as well. And, you know, we talked about Valorant being a run of things. The economy is super important. That's why you might see a team win 2 or 3 rounds in a row. It goes back and forth the other way. Now just a round down are the Warriors as they look to fight back in this. But Keanu and Wes have been popping off. 10 kills between, you know, a piece with both of them. And definitely got to look out for those two.
I told you, that's just the way the duelist goes. Keanu has been, I mean, in my mind, the top fragger. I mean, they're on the top of the scoreboard as well. They're tied, but I think by the end of this, Keanu is going to be really that big star. Now, they are deadly with their ult. Let's see what they can pick up this time. Making use of all their utility. Zebu picking one up. Wes just barely got by as well. Keanu going in. I think they've got one left, and they can't land it quick enough. Bobby anticipating it super well, and that's going to hurt a little bit. It's got to sting to not be able to use your ult in the way you want to. Spike going down from KDN on site. We still got one lagging behind over at B. They got to make their way over to A, as this is a 5-on-3, but that could change if the attack is facing a lot less numbers.
Yeah, nice res from Sage there in screens, trying to get a little extra help. We can see Zulu peeking up top with the operator in hand, and Trill does find a kill here. Noro now pressing sight with that blind, but it goes behind. Zulu able to find the option on Bobby with a headshot of his own, and that is another defusal. And ladies and gentlemen, we are all tied up 5-5.
That push through heaven was something else. It was perfectly timed. I don't know if you caught it, but the defenders pushing in through that way. I don't know if that was just luck or somehow they knew, but all of the attackers moved off to the side, away to where they couldn't be seen if they were to push. That timing really helped them out there because they got to converge from all angles, cover it back up, and Warriors find themselves tied up. The economy finally in their favor. It's what we've been kind of looking for, and this is where you're going to see a little bit less. Everybody's got a sheriff, though, or at least for a moment there was. I think somebody wanted to go back to the classic, but there were 4 sheriffs on the screen, and like you said, it can't be as deadly as anything else as long as you're hitting in the head.
Yeah, we see 3, it looks like 3 sheriffs, a classic, and a bulldog, and again, that mid-pressure. Placebo with a collateral! 1 shot, 2 kills, cut them down.
Hello.
And that whole shot just turns the whole round around there. It's going to be so hard now in a 3v5 to try and make that push. Most likely going to see the Crusaders opt to default back here, play it much slower, try to find a pick so that they can play off of a pick, because that was just a phenomenal shot from Zebu. The flash was coming. He fired anyway, able to collect 2 as they tried to get that quick push. It just wasn't there.
I think we can call Zebu the king of timing. At least in the past 2 rounds, they certainly have been just that, really helping out their team in a spectacular fashion. Naro, oh boy, they've got to recognize this one's coming. And Zebu in the background picking up the... Are you kidding me? That round was more than flawless right there. Not only does it tell us that it was flawless, 5-0, but that was perfect. Zebu in the background, we didn't even get to see the glory of it. I'm sure it was phenomenal, but you pick up your 3rd with the op, and then 2 more. I think actually, yeah, look at the collateral.
From blind, can't even see him, finds the double. As a Rays main and someone who just opts religiously, I'm in heaven right now.
Not like the location on the map, though, just to be clear. He's in literal heaven itself. And Warriors have finally taken off to their first lead of the series, or at least of the game, because it is a best-of-1 here. We are back into it. No collateral this time. That blind going down successfully. Sage, I don't know that they want to push that angle. I think that's a bit of a fake out, which is really what they've been doing here at mid, is they have been throwing down abilities to throw everybody off, and we see Astra go up as well. Nobody's here. This is a fake out. This is kind of what I was talking about. It was either, you know, no Sage Wall and hide, or Sage Wall or Sage ability and run away. So I like what's going down here so far.
Yeah, and of course the attacking team doing a great job of being patient, kind of playing that default setup, seeing if they can find that first pick to give them a man advantage, allow them to press sight. And Messi peek and Zebo, and those Keanu, excuse me though, who missed that op shot. And that could have been a huge one to press on side. A beautiful Astra wall here, though. Messi finds one. Keanu on that trade with a nice headshot as well. Disobeys, finds a headshot of his own, pushing up mid, and he will collect that off from Zebo.
Has anything not been a headshot so far? I am uncertain, but it looks like that could be the way this one's shaping up. 4v3, and I believe that is an Astra ult going down. If my eyes did not deceive me, they may have. We are on B. waiting, just simply waiting at the moment. Keanu pushing forward, one of the leading attackers. Here's where we're about to get a little spicy. If things are to go the way that we want it to, maybe gonna pick out the spike plan here, but I don't think you're fooling anybody. Keanu picks one up, spike going down. Oh boy, it happened! I cannot believe it!
And he gets the two-piece as well. 8 seconds remaining for the plant. That's not enough time. All he has to do is back up the site. He can't get the plant.
Oh my.
Man, 7-5 at halftime, up by 2 rounds, and what a final round for the half.
Oh, certainly. That was outstanding. I mean, I did not expect that timing to work out so perfectly. I mean, baiting out the spike, I mean, I said it, and then it happened. It just didn't seem too likely. I felt like they would have known that something was up. Something was happening. Something was about to go down on B site, but they just weren't able to snuff it out, and instead got snuffed out themselves to end off the round in a very spectacular fashion. But now that this is the switch, this is the other side of the half, and this is where, you know, not all the times are the characters going to work together in the same way.
Yeah, and the Crusaders were actually up 5-2 at one point, and now 7-5. You know, the Warriors have strung together five rounds in a row here. This pistol round is going to be a crucial round. Obviously, if you win that pistol round, a lot of times you win that second round, you force up. So this could be a huge round here for both teams. Again, working that mid area. We talk about how important that mid control is. Not spraying that wall immediately, though. She's going to counter wall them up over here in just a moment. This could be the play.
I sure hope this is the play. It's lined up perfectly in many more ways than one, but they are waiting for the perfect opportunity, and here it is, one pick on. It's successful so far. Mail room cleared out, waiting to push in. It's a full 5-man push. If I'm counting correctly, I think my math is checking out. Noro pushing deep onto site. Astra wants to keep them back, but they are pushed deep out of here. This could be a pretty simple spike plant if I've ever seen one in my life, and I think we are going to see it go down in this moment. And, you know, like we're talking about, Crusaders, I mean, as the namesake would suggest, they will march in with ferocity, but the Warriors, they fight back, and they find themselves to be up here. They're pushing in, got hit in the back, though. Crusaders pulling it back close. It's a 3v1. Warriors just one remaining, picks up another, and that is a 2v1, and it's not going to last long. That defuse is theirs.
Yeah, well, just a phenomenal retake there as well. The Crusaders did a great job not being, you know, overzealous once that site was taken, waiting for members to get into position there. Just a good job by them. Now 7-6. We talked about that pistol round being crucial. We will see them force up Bulldogs, Marshals, maybe some Spectres, Bulldogs, possibly a Phantom from Keanu. Going to go light armor. I don't know.
It's interesting.
Maybe he's been talked out of it as we see him switch to the Spectre and get full armor here.
I mean, certainly it seemed like an interesting choice, but they're like, yeah, maybe you should go with that. He's like, I see what you're saying. I'll take it for this one. 3 seconds to go, and we're going to be into the next round. Crusaders looking to tie it up. Certainly something that is well within their reach. Keanu, though, missing their shots. That's not how you want to see it go down, and certainly uncharacteristic of them. But it all comes down to your performance per round.
Yeah, that was just a little far distance for a Spectre, honestly. They press onto this A site with ease, though, and there's Wes waiting with a Bulldog and finds the 2K.
No.
Make it a triple kill. Wes is out here eating them alive, finds the blind. Tucked under heaven here. Can he get one more? It's Zebu. He has help at Wes. Finds the 4K, and now he's on the hunt for the ace, but it's KDN who finds the final kill.
Well, you know what? I don't blame him for stealing the ace. It's just like, let's get this round over with. Let's not choke a 1v5, please and thank you, and very well done by them. But Wes, we don't even have to say anything about how spectacular that was. I mean, 4K, difficult enough. 3K, also difficult enough, but super great performance from them, and we look to see that. Of course, every time we're going to get another look at it. 1, 2, and a 3. That's how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
That is factual. Wes already 18-11. Keanu sitting at 13-9 as well. So we'll look again. Mid control has been very important here, but now they've kind of laxed off of it a little bit. Maybe it looks like they're playing default to me, just being very patient here on that attacking side, trying to find a pick. They know Cypher's been set up on this B side. It can be hard to push through Cypher, but Keanu stepping out with a Spectre finds the kill, able to collect the Vandal as well, upgrade the weapon. And now, again, the patience not over-rotating here from the Crusaders as well. They find the pick. They can fall back into that turtle position and force the Warriors to continue to have to push through this utility. The wall from Sage. Here comes the push as well. Zebu, so many angles to check here. Disobeys, finds one. Now another 2K. This team is absolutely tearing up. Nessie finds the trade, though, now on a 4v2.
That's a little difficult, though, taking out that top fragger of at least that round and Disobeys. That is a huge key component to your strategy taken out in a moment's notice. And that's how bullets fly. Wes taking up a trade at Noro. And that's going to be a retreat back from KDN. Doesn't even realize that they've been pushed around. Yeah, you're going to get shot in the back for that one. Finish the job or get finished yourself.
Yeah, again, this back and forth is phenomenal here. We've seen some lead changes, some ties up now. Again, Crusaders are going to be taking the lead 8-7 here, so 13 being that magic number.
Yes, and of course, it's been a while since the Crusaders have been in the lead, but they find it back here on the defensive end, so we are totally okay with this one. We always love to see a tight and close series, especially with best of ones. We don't get as much Valorant action as we would love, but we are going to get the duration of this one drawn out to its maximum potential is what I feel, although I did watch Crusaders, and once they get to that point where it's you're about to cross into 10 rounds. You're up 9 to whatever. I think Warriors are going to bring it back, but Crusaders, once they break the double-digit mark, that's when they start to really run away with the series, and they could close it out 3 rounds in a row, and that's a Crusaders win. So be on the lookout for that. No matter what the scoreline is, you can't underestimate these Crusaders as they pick up the first pick of the game.
Yeah, was able to find a nice headshot. The pressure, though, and a beautiful nade from Zebu into the smoke. Does find the kill there. Keanu spraying through the smoke as well, trying to find a little damage. Zebu firing back, but none of the shots really hitting their mark. Their spike goes down with ease, and now they tuck onto sight. The turret, of course, going up. Nessie able to get that utility down. We'll see if they can pressure. A beautiful Sage wall here to block off screens as well, already broken. Now the pressure from Keanu, the smoke to enter the site, checking the angles. And there's the spray. He doesn't find the kill, but somehow Trilbig doesn't come up with it either. But now detained from that KJ ult, and that is easy pickings.
Oh, all day long from the cherry tree. You're going to take that with you, KDN. 1 and a 2. Wow. That's Warriors tying it back up. I told you we were going to be in for a close series, and if this isn't proof of that, well, you might just see in the next few rounds.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see the Vandal over Phantom choice, or Phantom over Vandal, rather. I personally am a Vandal person, but that Phantom is so much more forgiving on that spray. It allows a little more for that run and gun, and definitely is better than the Vandal at those close quarters like that. So just a great job of KDN utilizing that Phantom, finding that 2K, clutching the round, and now they find themselves up 2 rounds.
And look, there it is again, a simple 2K to end out the round, but you know, I'm right there with you on the Vandal train. I honestly, for me, as a music producer, as an audio engineer, there's something different about the sound of the Vandal that I just love a ton more. So that's why it's my choice. It has nothing to do with the actual goodness of the gun, but I'm just saying that thing sounds quite spectacular, if I am to say anything about it. But let's focus on this one. I'm also mistaken. The round's not tied up. I think my brain flip-flopped the colors. Crusaders are in lead by 2, and that's what I was saying. They do tend to run away with a series once they get to this point. If they're to win this round, I think it's going to be all over by that point.
Yeah, the Boombot coming out of the Roomba, as I like to call it, looking to clear some of that A site. Knows there's no one under hell there. Shots ringing out. Keanu almost finds that kill onto Zebu, able to escape with 39 health here. And that Sage wall about to break here at mid. And then we'll see if they do get this pressure. But really just kind of playing default, hanging out mid sewers at the moment.
Certainly, and the other thing, too, is you have to consider the fact that they can't see through walls like the Spectator can. They have no idea what threats are anywhere, so they have to treat every situation as it is. They don't get these
cheats that we get, but this is a nice little rotate around to the A site, lining up 3 players as you see that rotate being held down in mid at the top left of your screen as well, which is a very good tactic we've seen pulled off from both sides now at this point. Wes noticing here comes the push, and he's got to let their team know, be like, yo, they're coming A, we got to do something about this. Still everybody alive, Killjoy the only one taking damage.
Yeah, beautiful wall from Sage as well to push him off into screen. Trill finds the kill onto Keanu into heaven, though, and Noro trying to push through the vents here. KDN up top, just holding this angle nicely. Astra there for the help as well, and Most likely that rotation, that lurk does come through there, but Noro being patient, not pushing too early as Wes finds a beautiful headshot there as well. Now the jiggle peek, just a pre-fire as well, just trying to sniff this out as they pressure the site. Here they are, they line up, and Wes finds another 4K for Wes. This man is popping off, but it's Noro who says, not today, cuts the ace out of play, and now finds himself here with The defenders, though, did get the defusal off in time. Even though Noro finds the kill, the spike was defused, and that round win does go to the Crusaders.
Sometimes you got to take a risk on that defuse. You never know what threat's going to be
Pros
looming around
don't
the corner.
fake.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Pros don't fake.
Oh, goodness. You're pulling my nostalgia back from us playing Valorant the other night. It just doesn't happen. Pros don't fake. You go in all the way. It's all or nothing. Go big, go home. And that's the nature of the Mid-America Gamers Expo as well as we sit here. Like I said, I'm saying it a third time to confirm it. Crusaders, they are crossing this double-digit mark. This is where they are deadly. They're going to run away with the series. I can't even curse it. We're still even 4 after that middle was taken back by a trade. Noro. This is where things could get interesting. If there was a threat around the corner, they don't know. And again, they have to treat every situation like the same.
Yeah, and Wes is just popping off. Look at the trigger control here as well. The trigger discipline truly phenomenal. 2 down, he has the intel as well, peeking the other direction. And just look at the trigger control. This is just a phenomenal job from Wes. And now a double headshot. I wasn't sure if he was going to get greedy and go for a knife there. Would have loved to see it, but nonetheless, a beautiful display of trigger control right there. Not a lot of people have that ability, and that was just a phenomenal play.
Yeah, if it was me in that situation, I am pulling the trigger the first second I see somebody's head. Not gonna lie to you. Oh, that's a good back out there. Realizing that when they went in for that Omen teleport on the ultimate, they were gonna back out of that one. Yeah, you have a barrel literally in your ear. I don't blame you for backing out. So, Noro covering all the angles that they can at the B site. Spike is down. Crusaders gotta get back on this one. This is the first plant that we've seen go down that could be successful if Paco has anything to say about it. Defuse going down as well. Might just try to get it to half here. No, they're going to go the full length of the distance, and that's going to be a round of the Crusaders. I'm telling you, they're running away, and Noro's going to get some extra, though. All 3 gone. That's kind of huge for economy in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great play by Noro. Unfortunately, the time is just not there. And, you know, these are rounds that you desperately need at this point. 11-7, just 2 away from winning the series here. But Wes right now, an unstoppable wrecking force, 26 and 14 and 4.
And let's not forget that at the end of that round, Noro did pick up a 4K. That was 4 kills in a row. Rapid succession too, which is a very satisfying feeling, and that could give a lot to your momentum. Yeah, it was free pickings all day long, but you're not going to take that lightly. You're just going to be like, oh yeah, I feel really good about that. Why not continue to do that in this round? So maybe a small hint of life for the Warriors as they are 2 rounds away from losing out here. Blind firing in as Paco picks up nothing, not even damage at all. Plant going down, Spike down early. Yep, just like that. Zebu backing off as well as everybody. This is a full 5-on-5 about to converge in any second now. It's just all about that first shot, and Zebu picking up Keanu first. Drill big onto disobeys all around. Everybody going down, but still the revive coming through as well. Keanu picking up that one of those top fraggers. That's going to be so important. KDN proven to be useful as well. And it's 3v1 just like that. Warriors get what they need and get out.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Keanu missed the Blade Storm there. Those knives pretty close, but unfortunately it does happen from time to time. A great round here from Warriors, one they desperately need as they start to build that economy. Again, Noro, not much money up there for him as well. I believe Crusaders might be able to come away with a scrap buy here. We'll see. We do see a Vandal, a Phantom, a Sheriff as well, so we'll see if they can put this to good use.
Certainly. Sheriff, one of my favorite guns to buy because it's cheap, it's effective. You can get it in the very first round, the pistol round. I mean, there's a reason it's called the pistol round. Most expensive pistol, it's affordable, but it is deadly when you're landing those shots. And with what we've seen today, we can see that come in handy. I think they could get away with this scrap buy indeed, although this is a pretty aggressive push coming out from Warriors. You see the Cypher smoke going down as well. This could be huge, though.
Yeah, Raze tried the blast pack there as well. It got blown up. Raze has been doing a phenomenal job of blowing up these Cypher traps entering. So Cypher might want to think about putting these traps somewhere else as KDN up top with a beautiful Sheriff pick. Now lurking on the other side of the smoke is Keanu, and he finds 1, make it 2.
Hello.
3 before Nessie able to trade him out. Paco, man, finds the final kill. And ladies and gentlemen, the Crusaders are now at match point.
Well, you can see why they revived Keanu in the last round. If that wasn't proof of it there, they finally cross into that 20 mark for kills. And this is, like you said, the final round, 13, and it is all over. There was a period of 4 or 5 games that the Crusaders won in a row to get to this point before Warriors were even able to take off that game 2 rounds ago. And now momentum swinging right back into Crusaders' favor. They've all got full buys. They've got everything that they want, except for Warriors. I don't know about the Spectre and the other gun selections.
Yeah, you see a couple light armors as well. You see Ares coming out from Zebu here, breaking that wall, trying to create some pressure from mid. A beautiful smoke from Omen to allow them to get up here, but then that counter smoke coming in as well. And really just a tough push here to make blind. Possibly could do it off of a Reyna blind. But again, I think kind of being a little more patient, a little more default, trying to find that first pick as they cannot afford to lose another round.
They really can't, but you can still see them playing disciplined with the economy. They're not going on a full buy, being like, well, this is our last
chance, because it's not guaranteed that you're going to win this one. So getting away with a little bit less of what you would normally buy is something that you could very well succeed with, although just so much more difficult, because Crusaders, they are more than comfortable right now. They've got everything they have ever wanted for Christmas this year, and they are marching into it with confidence. But being on defenders, you don't really got to actually march in the game. You just wait for the attack to come to you, and that's where they are heavily favored here. Pre-fires going through, trying to pick out those angles, but nobody even hiding there. Now we see our first gunfight that could result in a death. Just not very successful, unfortunately. 30 seconds to go. This is going to have to be a very
quick push as Keanu, nasty one tap.
Yeah, Wes at mid here too now. It's just such a hard push to make, and Trill does find that trade onto Wes, but Keanu again holding that angle over near A ramp as well. And will Bobby find the peak? He knows he's there. They're kind of playing a little game of cat and mouse, if you will. Zebu up top as well. Going to go ahead and push through the smoke. Can he find the nade? They're all 3 the blast in as well, and Bobby able to clean up on Keanu. 5 seconds remaining, 4 to get the spike down. The spray coming through maps as well, trying to find the kill. The spike does go down though before disobeys, takes out Trill.
You know the Warriors don't want to go out silent. They at least want to get the spike down, but it's all over now. Everybody down. Spike free to go for the defuse. The Crusaders are going to be your winner of the lower semis.
Yeah, what a phenomenal job, too. I mean, down 5-2 at one point. We saw them have a 6-game run in the second half as well, or a 6-round run, excuse me. You know, and sometimes it just takes a little bit to get going, but man, were they firing on all cylinders there.
They certainly were.
I almost wasn't sure if they were going to be able to take it. It felt like, you know, dropping all those games at once at the very beginning. I was just like, are they really going to be able to come back from this? It's a very difficult situation to find yourself in when you're on a roll, but you have to understand that that is the nature of the game, and I think those kids have definitely done that. They're good kids as well. You know, I got to see them play yesterday, and they are very well-tempered. You know, they don't really let all this mentality stuff get in their way. They're very cool, calm, and collected, and it's all love at the end of the day. A phenomenal match. I'm glad that I got to witness that one, and that was only Series 1.
Yeah, Wes was a big game changer there. Zebu as well, though. Zebu did a great job of destroying those Cypher traps. We saw that awesome double blast with the double kill rocket. So there was a lot of great gameplays from both teams, but, you know, just much like in Rocket League, consistency is key. Holding those angles, the communication, utility is just a huge thing, a huge aspect of this game. And, well, unfortunately, you know, they weren't able to do it today.
Unfortunately not, but for our day, it continues onward. Like I said, it was only the first series. There are still 3 more to go, which means that all we have to do is send it to a break for the next one.